that you've got your feet supported beneath you. Find a comfortable distance on your legs, whatever is comfortable for you, but avoiding a wide stance where we kind of slouch and slay our posture. Rooting down through the seat, finding the sit bones, and then drawing the spine so that it's stacked vertically, creating that plumb line from the base of the pelvis to the crown of the head, resting the hands on the thighs. Let's just pause here for a moment and take a couple of deep breaths. So our goal is flexibility, mobility, strength. Those are the physical goals of our practice. But richer, more importantly, releasing stress, creating a sense of calm, and then harnessing the power of the mind. There's a power in your choice to be here this morning, and we want to acknowledge and tap into that power to give yourself the next 45 minutes. Removing distractions. So the physical stretch, the release of the class is something that I very much enjoy. But more importantly, for me, it's the sense of calm that's created in my spirit and the camaraderie of the group togetherness. Being mindful of looping the shoulders out of the ears, setting the blades down the back. Take a breath in. Exhale and draw the chin to the chest and let the back of the neck be long. So notice, tune in. Gently sweep the head to the right without going back. And gently sweep the head through center and to the left. So carving out your breath as you move through this neck and shoulder opening. Noticing as you move from side to side that you keep both sit bones attached evenly to the base of your chair, to the seat of your chair. We'll sweep around to the right and we'll stay, we'll pause here. So take a breath in, exhale and let this stretch develop. Press the opposite arm away. And you can very gently clasp onto the ear and without pressing down on the head, kind of pull the ear away from the shoulder, creating more space. We'll release that and loop through to the other side. So the beautiful thing about yoga is that it is a practice. So it's not really an end game. It's not a matter of us all moving together perfectly in synchronicity. It's about exploring, testing, feeling. So I invite you to move at your own pace. I invite you to hyper-focus on your breath and really marry the breath with the movement. We'll let that through, come through the center, pause. And rolling up. So take your bottom and scoot a little bit forward in your chair so you have some space behind you for your spine to move. I'm actually going to take my jacket off. It's kind of warm. We'll move into cat-cow. With your cow pose, we'll hold on to the knees, so kind of cup the knees and draw the navel to the belly. Create opening in the back. So think about expanding, opening through the low back. Think about lengthening the spine, drawing the chest, the chin to the chest. And actively drawing the head out of the spine. It's a real arch here. And you can use your arms like tension cables. So this would be cat, actually, sorry. So now let's move to cow. So we'll take the reverse action and pour the heart through, arch, scoop out the back, pull the shoulders back, really shine the heart forward. So for me, this feels like a very natural in-breath. And then my out breath moves me into cat. And breath forward into cow. Out breath into cat. Really taking your time to savor the movement, to feel the vertebrae in the spine. And we'll release to center. Take your right hand and place it diagonally to the opposite knee. Rest the left arm by the side. Inhale to lift, creating the length. Soften the shoulder. Exhale to kind of pour yourself over. So noticing that both sit bones stay down. Don't let the hip lift off. Reach up and over. The side body opening. Now you can even take the shoulder, draw it back a little bit. You can look up. Play around with how that feels for you. Take another breath in. Exhale and place that hand on the back of the chair behind you and look to the chair behind you and lever your spine through. Completing the twist by peeking behind you. Take another breath in. Exhale and shift around to the front, trading out the hands. So cupping with the opposite hand, and breath lifts, creates the length. Sink into the hips and then softly tip over. So always moving with patience and kindness. We don't push ourselves right to the edge of our pose. Initially, we take our time and we let the breath guide us. Breathing in, grabbing more length, exhale, tipping. Take another breath in. Exhale, release the hand to the back of the chair behind you. Root down into your foundation and twist your spine. So I think of the spine as lifting long, and then rotating. And we'll release through center. So let's create a little flow out of that and look for some fluid mobility. So looking to not have an end in the beginning, we want to try to marry the movement. So in breath, set. Out breath, roll the shoulders down. In breath, float the arm up. Out breath, pour over. In breath, stretch a little longer. Out breath, release the hand behind you. Out breath, twist a little deeper. That's an in breath. Out breath, return to center. So in breath, place the opposite arm. Out breath, set your foundation. In breath, float up. Out breath, softly. In breath, look for more length. Out breath, float the arm back. In breath, root. Out breath, twist. In breath to your edge. Out breath to the center. One more time each breath. Each breath, in breath, set the hand. Out breath, be ready. In breath, lift. Out breath, soften. In breath, a little bit more. Out breath, release and twist. In breath, set the foundation of the twist. Out breath, go to your edge. Take another breath in. Release to the center. In breath, set the other arm. Get yourself settled. Out breath. In breath to lift. Out breath to open. Yeah, in breath, work a little deeper. Out breath, let it go behind you. So again, draw in and root to the feet and the hips. Out breath and twist. Take a breath to your edge. And come back to the center. So now I'd like to take your hands and gently clasp them in front of you. We are ultimately going to flip the palms out, so push the palms towards the device in front of you. Relax your shoulders out of your ears. Now let's float the arms up overhead. Yeah, so hold right there. And then I'm going to get you to let go and bring that down and just point something out to you. So in yoga, there's the idea of pushing your boundary of your edge versus compression. And I'd like to show you on my body what that looks like. So if you tell me to put my arms overhead, this is where I can get my arms overhead without compressing into my shoulders, right here. So that's really not overhead, is it? For me to get my arms up over my shoulders, I have to compress into my shoulders and the base of my neck. So for me, this is where I am. And I can push and stretch up, but just forcing myself here is just damaging on the joints. So notice that about yourself. We all have a different level of flexibility. Notice that about yourself. So let's flip those palms. And then we're going to set the shoulders down. Now using your rib cage, your waist, your core, lift up and float over. In breath, push. Out breath, hold. Now ride the in breath back to the center and pause. We can come down through the center and take a break. So the idea is that you're using your core to lift and lengthen and core strength tips side to side. Let's go again. Press the palms. Relax the shoulders out of the ears. In breath, lift the arms overhead. Out breath, set. In breath, press up, up, up. Out breath, tip. So it's like your arms are pulling your torso long. In breath to your edge. Out breath, push. In breath up to the center. Out breath down. So let's try that a couple more times. And I want you to feel the opposing forces. The opposing forces of your seat, of your bottom pushing into the chair, and the palms pushing up. So we'll set. Exhale your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, set. Inhale, press. Exhale, tip. Inhale, stay. Exhale, push the palms. And breath through the center. Exhale down, give the shoulders a break. Take a breath. And breath lift. Out breath root. In breath length. Out breath tip. And breath push. Out breath stay. And breath center. Out breath down. So now I'd like you to move through that a little more rhythmically and at your own pace. So we'll push, we'll lift, we'll bend. Release through the center, give the shoulders that little break. So really working on mobility here. I can really work myself into that stretch in my side body. We'll do one more time each way. And release. So bringing back the idea of the cat and cow, I'd like to take some hip circles, some rib circles, embracing the idea of cat and cow. Resting your hands to your thighs, reach your rib cage to the right. So kind of lean the torso to the right. Now sweep through the center. Here is cow pose, right here in the center. Reach your rib cage to the left, and then arch back into cat. Stretch, stretch, stretch. So rib circles, ribs reach to the right, root down. Pass through cow pose in the center, reach to the left, and then cat pose back. Notice the undulations in the spine. Notice the movement in the spine. Here's your cow, stretch, here's your cat. One more time around. And cat pose. Okay, so we're gonna take the same idea and go in the opposite direction. With this time, what I want you to really focus on is the sit bones stay down. So don't let that hip hike up off the chair. And notice the foundation through the legs all the way to the feet. So really try to stay rooted and strong and then peel the ribs off the hips. Here we go, to your left first, reach the rib cage, pass through cow, reach the rib cage, pass through cat. So you keep going, please. You keep floating around in your circles. I'm gonna stand and try to exaggerate what the spine would look like. So you reach, you pass through cow, arching the back, stretch the rib cage, and then pull, 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 pull back into the belly button. Go again. All right, we'll come back through center. So scooting your booty up towards the edge of your chair, you take your legs out in front of you. Now, first of all, this is a modified ragdoll. The idea is to be a forward fold with softness. So I'd like you to extend your legs as much as you can. Now for you, that might mean a bent knee, and that's okay. Just don't lock your knee. Now sit down into your seat. Press your feet into the mat, breathe in to create the space, and then exhale and fold over the lifted belly and let the head dangle. This is a stretch for the back side of the body. We call this a back line opener. Hold right there in that stretch. In a back line opener, you're opening the back line of the body. So notice the back side of the legs. Notice the spine, the back of the neck, and the head. Now tuck your chin and curve the spine like cat as you roll up. And let's do that one more time. So breathe in to get the length. Draw the navel in, fold over the lifted belly. Surrender the crown of the head. Hold there in your back line opener. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw the chest closer to the legs. In breath, begin to roll up. So tuck the chin, C shape, curve the spine into cat as you lift and restack. So we're going to move into sun salutations, modified sun salutations, simply to generate some warmth in the body and to really connect to that magical experience of the breath. Releasing the arms by the side. We inhale to lift overhead, full body stretch. We out breath to fold, knees are bent. Place the hands to the shin, lift the back. This is flat back extend. Fold again. Inhale to rise. Prayer hands to the heart center. So we go again, release the arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Fold. Breathe in, extend the spine. Breathe out and fold. Root down to rise up. And prayer hands to heart center. So let's do that a couple more times. Long spine, in breath, offer the heart. Fold in warmly. In breath to lift. Out breath to prayer. One more time, breathe in, root down to rise up. Breathe out to float into your swan dive. Breathe in to offer the heart. Breathe out to float down. Root down to rise up. Hands to the heart center. We're going to move into a knee to chest, clasp onto the back of your knee. Pull this knee up towards your chest and just roll your ankle. Point and flex, and as you move that ankle, notice, just notice how that feels. It feels really good to me, by the way. So I'm actively supporting my leg with my arms, and then we're going to shift this a little bit. So you can come to a really set long spine. Keep your right hand beneath your knee and extend the left arm out. So option one will be to stay right here with the support of your right arm. Option two is to use your core strength and your leg strength to hold the leg, but extend the opposite arm. Yes. Now, keep those arms where they are and straighten out the leg as much as you can. Yes. Clasp onto the bottom. Hold the leg up into a stretch. Oh, man. And let that go. So let's go to the other side. Lift the other knee up. Pause. Give it a pull. Rolling the ankle. I'd like to turn side on so you can see me better, so I'm going to do that. So you're on your ankle circles. Notice you're not collapsing back into the chair. You're using this core strength to hold the body up. Now take your right arm, extend it out into that T shape. Hold on to the leg. Now notice, have you slipped into cat? Have you slouched into cow? Be lifted. Extend out the other arm. So now you've got to use your core strength to hold that leg up in the air. Straighten out the leg as much as you can. Breathe. Hold on to the back of the leg. Lift, stretch it, and then let it go. So we're going to do that one more time on each leg. Right leg up in the air. Give it a circle, both directions. Point and flex. So root down into your support foot and your sit bones. Send out the arm, engage the core. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. Send out the opposite arm. Yep. Hold, straighten out the leg. Hold, clasp on the bottom. Pull up. And release. One more time. I'm sweating, by the way. Lift up that other knee. Roll the ankle in both directions. Point and flex. All right, so get strong in the foundation, extending out the arm. So support foot is anchored, two sit bones are anchored. Engage that core. Extend the opposite arm. Straighten the leg. Hold. Hold the bottom. Lift up. And let that go. Okay, so now let's take our legs wide. We call this modified goddess pose. You've got to turn out on your ankles so your toes are at 45 degrees. You're stacked so that your ankle is beneath your knee and you've got your hips open. So these are goddess legs. A very big groin opener, hip opener. Release the arms by the side. Let's just take some rolling breaths while we let this stretch develop in the lower body. Inhale up. Exhale through the midline. Inhale, lift. And exhale. So try to create that breath in and out through the nose. One more time. And release. Placing the palms of the hands to the knees. Draw your right shoulder over on the twist. Anchor the seat down. Stretch out through the spine. Hold right there. Now pass through the center. Give me your flat back extend. So sit the bottom down, lengthen the spine. Now, wrap your muscles around your spine, extend the arms out in that T shape and hold. So this is a core strength exercise. Draw the belly in, lengthen out the neck, lengthen out through the crown of the head. Take a breath in. Exhale and shift around to the other side, reaching the opposite shoulder towards that knee. So notice if your hip is lifted off of the chair and actively press that hip down. Come through the center, engage through the core, get the spine long, send the arms out. Core strength here, holding the body. Release the palms down, take the right shoulder across. Come through the center, extend the arms out, use your core strength here. Release to the other side. Come through the center, and we'll take a wide leg forward fold. So we'll release down through the middle. Release the crown of the head. Hold here in this wide leg forward fold. Hold that position. And I just encourage you to play around here. So Maybe sway the torso a little bit, maybe rock side to side, move around a little bit. I'm just getting my remote control for the fans because it's really hot in this room. All right, so use your in-breath to come on up through the center. You can walk the hands up the legs. We're gonna move into some seated poses with the chair. If you'd like to stand, you may absolutely stand for all of these poses. If you're worried about your balance, stand on the back of the chair. So if you wish to stand, you'll just come behind your chair. Otherwise, I'm going to be in my chair. So we'll start with your right leg. So I want you to take your right hip, open this to the side, and then slide your body back on the chair so that your thigh bone is on the base of the chair. Now I'm going to scoot a little bit forward, and then you're going to send the other leg out. So this is warrior two. I'm going to hold here for just a moment and slip my sock off because my foot is sliding. And I want to have a little bit of grip. All right, so the thigh bone is supported by the chair. You've got a 90-degree bend at your knee and at your ankle. You may progress this by standing. You may regress this simply by bending this knee and drawing it in wherever you can work. That's totally fine. Now take your torso and center your torso between your hips and extend your arms out. Take a breath in. I do have a little challenge for you. I'm going to show you first. From your warrior two position, let me show you before you move. You're going to push your feet in the floor in opposite directions, and you're going to hover your hips off the seat of the chair. So take a breath in, push into the feet and lift the hips off of the chair and hold. 3, 2, 1, and release. Come on down. Now we're going to reverse this warrior. So you take your right arm high, left arm can slide along the leg, lift up and over. Hold there in your warrior two. I'd like to just talk to you for a moment about warrior two. So you hold. In warrior two, we've done a lot of side body opening already. So you're already there. Use your left arm to reach yourself forward. To reach yourself over more. So literally reach with your left arm and work this opening in the side body. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. One more breath. Now we're going to cartwheel over and extend the warrior. So we rest the forearm against the thigh and we create that diagonal line. Hold right there. Take your top shoulder. You can see I'm kind of sweeping mine down. We don't want to do that. We actually want to reach and maybe even open. Make sure that you're not collapsing into your leg. Brace and lift out of the leg. And release and come to center. We'll shift that around to the other side. So now we've got the left thigh bone onto the seat of the chair. I can even rest my calf muscle against the leg of the chair. Just let this develop, hold here, settle in. Check in on your torso. You want to have your torso between your hips. Shoulders out of the ears, spine long. Anchor down through those feet. Arms up. So first of all, find the soles of the feet in the floor. So push the soles of the feet to the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale and lift the hips off the chair and hold. 3, 2, 1, and release down. Let's do that again. Breathe in. Exhale, lift the hips off the chair. 3, 2, 1, and release down. So we'll reverse our warrior. Up and over. Now use your right arm to pull the body over, pull with the right. One more breath in. And let's float over. Reach long, open the top shoulder. And release through center, return to goddess pose. Goddess arms. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Check in with your core. Turn the palms towards the ears, pump, 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 pump. Pump, 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 pump. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bringing the legs together right here in the center. Okay, so I'd like to do a couple of standing poses with everybody. I'd like to move through down dog because I would like to do an inversion with you. And then I'd like to do a little bit of a balance. So let's just make the transition count, resting the hands on the thighs. We're going to rise to standing. So root down through the soles of the feet, press through the soles of the feet, use the muscles of the legs and the core to lift up, and turn side on. So with down dog, you're going to rest your hands on the seat of the chair. Your knees are soft. Hold right here. From this position, we'll begin to walk the feet back, creating an inverted V shape. And you'll just keep walking the feet back and bowing the head. And what you're looking for, again, is a back line opener. So shift your weight into your heels, stretch yourself out of the chair. And you can go as far as you're comfortable. Just keep the knees soft. Your ears are between your biceps, and I hope that you feel the back of your legs. Making sure not to lock out your knees. Set the shoulders on the back, engage through the core. Put your gaze onto the seat of the chair. Walk your feet in. Bend the knees, bend your knees, and rise up to standing. So setting the shoulders over the hips, dignified posture. Bend the knees, lower the hands down to the seat of the chair. Look down. Walk the feet back to your down dog. Hike your hips. Make this one feel differently. Engage your core. Melt your heart through. Shift your gaze to your chair. Walk the feet in. Soften the knees and stand up. Let's do that one more time. Soften the knees as we fold over. Walk the feet out. Set your down dog. Take a really rich in and out breath. Shift your gaze to your chair. Walk your feet in. Soften your knees and rise up. So I'm going to move into, I'd like to move into a little bit of balance with you. I'm going to turn my chair so that you can see me side on. Behind your chair now. Your feet are hip distance apart, so maybe like 6 inches. Rock around on your feet a little bit. Pull up with the kneecaps into the quads. So let's press up onto the balls of the feet and hold. And then we'll practice letting go. So lift the right arm high, maybe side bend. And then we'll lower the heels down and we'll go the other way. So lift both heels up, lift the left arm high, side bend, lower down. So lift the heels and the right arm, fold over, come through center, lower down. Let's go the other way. Inhale, lift, side bend, through center, lower down. One more time each way. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, exhale, inhale, exhale. Rising up onto the balls of your feet and hold. So let's try to let go of the chair. Some days are better than others with balance, right? And release down. Okay, so I'd like to move into eagle pose with you. You can take eagle pose in standing or seated. I'll get you started in standing and then I'll move to the chair. You'll start with your right leg and cross over at the ankle. This may be enough for you and that's totally fine. Otherwise, you'll wrap the thighs together like you need to go to the bathroom and you really squeeze up through the midline, sink down into your leg and pull your shoulders over your hips. So everything is hugging to the midline. You're in one tight little package. Now, you are welcome to simply stay right here. Or if you'd like to add the arms, you wrap the right arm under and hold there. Now, you stay in your eagle pose. I'm going to move to my chair. Just want to make sure everybody is covered. So here I am in the chair. If you like to bow, you can take a bow. You would cat arch your back. Remembering that this is your practice and you can do arms, you can do legs, you can do both. And we'll release and move to the other side. So again, you can cross at your ankles. You can be in your chair or standing. You can cross at your ankles. You can cross at the thigh bones. Hug everything to the midline. Set the shoulders over the hips, whether you're seated or standing, get that spine long. Add the arms if you like. This time, left arm is under. Hug everything to the midline. And then you can begin to play around with the bow if you like, or not. Now I'm going to move into standing. So I can simply hold here if I like and just practice balancing. I can hold on to the chair and bow. This is your opportunity to explore, play around, move with what feels organic to you. And then we'll release to center and have a seat in the chair. So I'd like to do some core work. Surrender arms. Anchoring down from the soles of the feet, finding the foundation of the feet and the hips. We'll tip to the side. Use the core strength to lift up through the center, and we'll tip to the other side. Use the core strength to lift up to the center, tip over, and lift. Tip over. So in breath lifts, out breath tips. In breath lifts, out breath tips. Spread those arms widely. Don't let the chest close. One more time each breath, way, let the breath go. Draw the breath in. Exhale. Inhale and hold. Right, so abdominal wall core strength. Lift one leg off the chair. I've got a bent knee. Place that down. Lift the other leg off the chair. I've got a bent knee. Place that down. Just notice how the core supports this movement when you elevate the leg. So trying to keep the upper body so still and quiet, use the core muscles to lift both legs at the same time. Notice, notice, notice. Up. And release that down. Let's do that again. Lift both legs off the chair. Use the core to stabilize. Hold, 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Now sending the legs out a little bit in front of you so they're not perfectly straight. I do have a soft bend in the knee. I'd like you to take one leg, pull it in towards the chest, place it down. Take the other leg, pull it in towards the chest, place it down. Now as you pull the knee in, kind of curve through the back like cat, and then we'll progress this by adding the surrender arms. So we'll twist, center, twist, center, twist, center, twist, center. 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go, nice job. Woo. So let's come to our seated position. If you would like to release to the back of your chair and have some support there, that's absolutely fine. We've reached the part of the class where we'll just focus on the breath and let our work integrate, assimilate into our bodies. So closing the eyes. Make sure you've created a place of peace and softness. So the space between the eyebrows softens. We part the teeth and relax the jaw. Maybe allow the tongue to rest against the roof of the mouth. Melt the shoulders heavily away from the ears. Draw the shoulder blades together in the back and open the heart space in the front. Puff that chest, create that proud chest. Focus on the 3-part breath. The breath in 3 places of the body, the chest, the belly, and the back. As you breathe in, open and expand in the front. And as you breathe out, close and descend in the front. As you breathe in, feel the rib cage contract in the back. And as you breathe out, feel the rib cage open in the back. Breathe in to open and expand in the front. Flood the body with breath. Flood the body with peace. Flood the body with calm. Blinking eyes open, drawing prayer hands to the heart center. Taking a moment of gratitude, taking a moment to send our positive energy and intention out into the universe. The light and spirit in me acknowledges and honors the light and spirit in each of you. Namaste.